Hello all, this is NaveenPrabhu. I hope you have enjoyed the last game in the Tennyson Gambit. Today I have come with a new opening setup, that is the Italian game will be played in this game. I hope you will enjoy this game. I am showing this game because of the final sequence which I played in this game that was really amazing to watch. I hope you will enjoy this game. Let's go into the game. The opening starts with the move e4, e5, knight f3, knight f6, bishop c4, bishop c5. And in this position, I was about to castle on the king side, but due to some mouse slip, I just made a move king to f1. Actually, the mouse has been slipped while I going to castle on the king side. Okay, no problem. I just continue the game. He developed his kingside pieces, ready for his kingside castle. So I thought of pushing the attack on the king side. So I placed the move d3 first, and then planning for h4 move. He castles, and then I puts my bishop on bishop to e3, and then he plays the move d6 and supports his bishop. Then I placed the move h3 to stops the bishop coming to g4, and then the game continues in this way. He moves his king to h8. I place the move g4, opening the attack on the king side. He puts his bishop to e6, and I puts my bishop backwards. He takes my bishop on e3. I takes back with the pawn. He plays queen to d7, and looking for some break in this position on the g4 square. If I not aware of that and place moves like this, and he will just can capture this, and he can just open this square position for him. It will attack my knight here, and he can also open positions like this. It will put some attack on my king side to open many lines to the king, so it is dangerous to play this situation. But in this position, I thought he may capture this pawn, so I just placed the move queen to e1. If he captures my pawn, I will just put my queen there, and I will just create some sorts of attack in this position. If he does this, I can just place this, and I threatens a checkmate, so that he has no time to capture my knight here. This was in this position, so that I placed this move. My opponent didn't captures the pawn. He just moves his queen to e7. I don't know what's the idea behind it. Okay, I just develops my knight, puts safety to my bishop. He attacks my bishop with his knight. I just ignored and placed a move queen to g3. He captures my bishop on b3. I capture back with my a pawn, which just opens the rook file for me. It might be useful in few cases. And he goes back with his knight, maybe remaneuvering to some other square. I just put my king to e2, so that it will connect my rook, so that I can take my rook to the king side, so I can initiate the attack here. And also I feel that my king is little bit safe on the square e2. I can just put the rook on g1 and takes my queen somewhere inside, so that it will be much safer for my king. He just placed the move a6. I takes my rook to g1, and I want to break the king side, and I just been thinking for a plan to break it, but I don't get some plan to break it. So I just started pushing the pawns on h and g file. He placed the move c6. I just continued with my plan of pushing the pawns. He takes his pieces closer to the king side. I just continue pushing. Now he placed the move f6. I just want to open lines for my pieces because I don't find any breakthroughs here. So I just continued pushing the G5 pawn. I thought he will just capture and then I can capture with my knight and create some sort of attack there. But he just pushes the pawn forward to F5. Then I don't know what to do in this position. So I just trades the pawn on F5. He captures back with his bishop. Now I put my knight on H4. He just moves his bishop backwards. Now actually in this position, white is clearly winning in this position. You have to find the one move which I fails to find in this position. That will be an interesting one. I will give you a few seconds. You can try it by yourself. I hope you have found this move, that is knight to G6. It actually puts a check and then also forks the queen and the rook here. He can just capture my knight and I can recapture, but it will be leads to checkmate in few moves. I will show you right now. King goes there and I give the rook check. You have to capture, there is no move, and I can give this check. You have to go there and it's a mate. But actually in this position I fails to spot the move. I just don't know what to play in this position. So I just want to trade the rooks. So I put my rook on F1. He didn't trade my rooks, so he just pushes his pawn. I also just pushes the pawn. He pushes another pawn to C5. Then now only I spots the move which I have showed earlier. That is the move knight to G6 check. If he captures my knight, that will be leads to checkmate as we see earlier. If he moves his king, I can just capture his queen and he will be queen down. Then it will be much difficult for him to play the position. I will just simplify the position by trading the rooks, and then he will be very difficult for him to goes for some attacking plans. So he just accepts my knight here and I captures the pawn and he moves his king to G8. First of all, I thought of playing the move queen to H4 and just attack this H7 square to checkmate. But then I thought he may give some checks and then create some attacking ideas. So it will waste my move and I can't able to checkmate that forcefully. So that I try to see, actually this square is now empty. I can't able to go there and tries to checkmate now. So I tries to avoid the checkmate like this. So I later have found the move, that is rook to H8. You can also see the timestamps here. I just found the move little bit late here actually in this position. I played the move rook to H8 and gives him a check. He have to capture because he have no moves to go. He captures and then I place the move queen to H4, and then in this position he resigned the game as he knows that if he goes there that it will be a checkmate for him. So he resigned the game. I hope you will enjoy this video. See you in the next video guys. Stay tuned. If you like this game, please hit the like button. If you want more contents like this, subscribe to this channel. This is NaveenPrabhu signing off. See you tomorrow.